we're here at rush hour, right at James and Cannon. This is basically the busiest stretch of the entire length of Cannon. We have 3 lanes during rush hour. We actually have more than enough lane capacity even still right now on Cannon Street. You can see we've been here talking, traffic is flowing smoothly, there's no gridlock, there's no big backups. So I think that's a non-issue. You know, this Cannon is still plenty friendly for cars. In fact, I would argue that it's actually friendlier for cars now because as a driver you can now drive at a safe, reasonable speed. You don't feel pressure to go at 60, 70 kilometers an hour anymore. It's the first protected 2-way cycle track in Ontario, actually, not just Hamilton. And so, even though they have these working in lots of other jurisdictions, people living in Hamilton had never seen one before. And I think one of the reasons why there wasn't more opposition to this is that everybody recognized that Cannon was a terrible, terrible street before. So there wasn't really a lot of opposition to it from kind of the places where you expect to find a lot of opposition. I mean, nothing like the opposition to the bus lane on King, where people were complaining about it before it even opened. We'll get to see it run for a while. We'll watch ridership gradually and steadily increase as people learn about it, as people see other people riding bikes and think, huh, maybe I could ride a bike too. That's how it happens. It's sort of an organic, iterative process. As the number of people who experience it directly go up, I think it'll become more popular and people will start asking for cycle tracks in more areas. This provides a dedicated space for cyclists, so as a driver, you know they're over there, you're in your lane, they're in their lane, everybody has a place to be and you're not conflicting with each other anymore. I was uncomfortable riding my bike on Cannon when it didn't have a cycle track. I never felt uncomfortable riding on James because the traffic was moving slowly enough that there weren't cars passing me 50 kilometers an hour faster than I was going. James doesn't have any dedicated cycling infrastructure. One possible way might be to remove curbside parking on one side and put a cycle track in. In addition to making it possible to ride a bike to school, it's also made it a lot easier for kids to walk to school if they're closer distance, because the bike lane itself provides a physical space barrier between the sidewalk and the street. When you get east of Victoria, it's mostly residential. But I do think we'll start to see, gradually over time, we'll see a transition of Cannon as slowly it starts to become more urbanized, and it'll probably start at James and then kind of work its way east. You're actually already seeing it now. We're here at Cannon and James is essentially wrapped around, and there's 3 more James North style retail businesses that are on Cannon.